set, where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying?
This is yet another Taekwondo Sucks YouTube video that one of my students asked me to react to. That's the only reason why I'm reacting to it. So I have not even seen all of it, so I'm just going to go ahead and just give a raw reaction.
Taekwondo. All these fancy kicks. Boom, boom, spin that kick. Oh, all these big high jump kicks. And what's with this? What's with this Taekwondo? For your sparring. And why do you have one hand up here, one hand up down here? This is why Taekwondo sucks. You're doing this. Yeah, Bruce Lee said be light on your feet, but that's not what he meant.
Okay, I can answer that. Let me answer those questions. So first of all, the bouncing around is a good way to rev yourself up, and it fakes people out using broken rhythm. It takes a lot of skill, effort, and dedication to be able to do a lot of those high kicks. Okay, and when you feint around a lot and move out the way, you can, if the person is really susceptible to broken rhythm, you can throw them off when you're sparring. Those are sparring techniques, and they work well too, especially if you got the stamina to do it.
You're doing this. You got one hand up here, one up here. All your organs, all your targets are available for someone to strike.
Actually, they're not. They're not available for someone to strike, because if people fight like this, I stay away from them. That means if they feel comfortable enough to do that, they're very fast. They have a very good sense of timing. They want you to think that you can punch them or kick them here. And then when you go for the target low, they hit you high. Or if you go for a mid target, they hit you high or low. You go for a low target, it'll hit you mid or high. If it looks like they're leaving their face open here, when you go up, they're going to duck under that attack and bust up your ribs with their hands or feet. It's a distraction, and it works well, and I know because I fell for it a bunch of times.
To hit. This is why Taekwondo sucks. You do this bullshit. You got your hands here. First day Kempo. Get your hands up. First day boxing. Get your hands up. First day Muay Thai. Get your hands up. Taekwondo. First day.
No, first day of Taekwondo is get your hands up too. When people graduate to the point that they don't have to have their hands up, they are extremely dangerous. Now, you don't have to believe me. If you don't believe me, play with them. No, don't play with Joe Schmo that just got their white belt a week ago. Play with some of these state and Olympic champions. As a matter of fact, play with some of us like local people who could place. Play with them. Now, don't come to any of my classes challenging me. I've already been told by my supervisor, well, several of the supervisors I've had, I'm not taking people, walking people off the street. I'm not going to do anything to prove anything to you. So, no. If you're that Hades bent on trying to get me to prove something in some kind of ring somewhere, you're going to have to pay me. And you have to pay me in advance. And then we're going to have to sign paperwork that nobody gets sued. And you have to pay me in advance. And then you have to pay me after the event. You have to pay me. You have to pay me a lot of money if you need to just prove for something. And you don't know me like that. You're going to have to pay. I'm telling you now. Telling you now, people on the internet, I'll show him. You're going to have to show me with cash. Because I'm not getting into any type of unsanctioned contest with somebody for nothing. That's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. Whenever I want to try and prove myself against a thing, I join that thing's organizations of sports and go into a regulated contest. If you really think that Taekwondo sucks that bad, go in a Taekwondo tournament. Join a recognized Taekwondo tournament and compete. Get qualified to compete. If you have to register for somebody's Taekwondo club and be their student for a while and then go and then compete in a contest, do that. Y'all think you might be surprised. at how easy it's not.
That's why Taekwondo sucks. First day, you're doing this, your hands down. All of the traditional martial arts, you get your hands up. And guess what happens? If you go to Wikipedia or Google and you type in, is Taekwondo a martial arts? The answer is no. It's a sport. It is considered to be one of the #1 most practiced martial arts in the world, and it's not even a martial arts.
That is not true. It's because Wikipedia says it. That's not true. There is the sport form of Taekwondo, and well, the sport form of any type practically martial art. You have the sport form, and then you have the martial arts form. Okay. What he's thinking of is probably Olympic Taekwondo sparring. That is a sport. That is a very difficult sport. And not only that, I asked one time someone, why do they have their hands down in WTF? And he told me, I used to think that too, that they shouldn't have their hands down when they're sparring in Olympic sparring. He said, if you think that it's a bad idea for them to have their hands down, get in there and let one of them kick you. And try to block their kicks. There's a reason why they don't block kicks. He blocked one of their kicks and he fractured his arm doing it because they were kicking that hard and fast. He could have dodged, but he decided to block what he thought was an ineffective sport kick. And he ended up getting screws and pins in his arm that hurt to this day. I'm not going to say who it is, but he's a lot more experienced than me. And I believe him. So that's another reason why some of these guys will have their hands up, because of the way that they're playing. The force is coming in so hard that if you block it with like this, you're going to mess your arm up. You probably have to, if anything, to stand a chance, you probably have to use whole bone. I just use intuition. If something seems like it's too hard or fast or too much power to block, I try to avoid it. I don't block everything. If it's like that, then I try to come. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you how to break it. But I do have a way to break it if it's just too much power. There is a way, and I'm not going to tell you. If you want to know really bad, send me $1,000 and I'll tell you. I'm not playing. I give enough content away for free, people.
All it is just tap dancing. Tap dancing. Hands away from the face. At least in Kempo, you got inward blocks. You got your outward blocks. Your upward blocks. Your push down blocks. Your downward blocks.
Now, I could be wrong, okay? Because what I'm teaching now, Cecil, is a blend of like everything I've ever done with Taekwondo as its primary base. But dude, I know those blocks too. Like, what? Come on. I got those blocks, and I bet a lot of it, the people that showed me those blocks weren't always Kempo people. Those blocks are there too. They just have a time and place. They're usually for hand techniques. Anyway.
Knee checks. Move out of the way. Not in Taekwondo. Tap dance. Tap dance. Absolutely can't stand Taekwondo. With that being said, the only good thing about Taekwondo is you actually are moving your body, and any form of movement is exercise. Any form of movement is better than sitting around doing nothing. So there's no practicality for Taekwondo. They rely too much on their kicks. And their kicks are just horrible, just like the one I did. You're supposed to point that toe. We all learned that. But what they do is their foot goes up in the air, a lot of them. Horrible, horrible form. Talk about forms. They don't have katas. That's no.
I shouldn't even. Oh my gosh. They don't have katas in Taekwondo? Are you? Let me think. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Again, if you're prepping for a sport match, a sport sparring match, you're just going to focus on that match. You know what? This is just like people who don't think that there are forms in judo, and there are. It's like people who don't think there's punching and kicking in judo, and there is. You're judging a martial art based on what you see in a particular contest at a particular level instead of getting to know the entire art.
Another thing about their tap dancing, they have forms. And you know what they have in forms? They have kicks and forms. Yeah, these are all huge kicks way up in the air. And guess what else they have? They have spears. Boom, boom, boom. Spears. Spears don't work. Just like blocks in Kempo, spears. Not too many people can pull off spears hitting target areas. Look at that. Doesn't hurt. It doesn't even hurt my chronic body pain doing that, and it should.
That's not what it's used for. And if you want to know what it's used for and you're not a student of mine, I'm not going to tell you. Now, it may seem like, oh, he's being mean, he's not telling us, but honestly, if you do the homework, though, you can find out. You wouldn't have to, you don't even have to pay me to find this stuff out. You can actually find this stuff out if you would go buy some books and learn about the different applications. All the stuff that you swear is fake internet, if you would learn to study Kyusho Jitsu, study pressure points, if you study anatomy, you would learn different uses for these spears besides just what I call a percussive interpretation. And if you don't feel like you could find that in Taekwondo, you could look into Hapkido. I'll give that away. I'll give you a hint. Maybe Hapkido is a direction you might want to go in. And he's talking about Kempo. There are Kempo organizations that can tell you what those things actually mean. The best person who can tell you what that stuff means is ridiculed by the internet. I'm not even going to say his name. Since I've become friends with him, I don't like to talk about my friends. But I can tell you the best person who knows what all that stuff means, that you think is bad, that you think is useless, the internet will tell you otherwise. That's why you can't listen to the internet all the time. Heck, don't even listen to me all the time. You can't listen to the internet all the time. I'm doing a very long reaction to a very short video. Let me get this over with. I can tell you now, this isn't correct though. I'm only doing this because one of my students asked me to react to this.
Spears don't work. Spears. It's all tap dancing and spears. That's all Taekwondo is. Tap dancing and spears. That's all Taekwondo is. Taekwondo sucks. If you agree, like the video, subscribe, ring that bell notification. Tap dance, tap dance. Hands down here, tap dance. Hands down here. Protect yourself. Get your hands up, man. And there's all different. Before you get crazy, and keyboard warriors, well, you didn't have your hands up properly either. But it all depends on what martial arts you're studying. Muay Thai is like this. Boxers. Kempo guys. It all depends on what system, who taught you, of where you're supposed to put your hands. Putting your hands up in any form of position is a lot better than tap dance. Tap dance. See you in the next video. To shitty ass Taekwondo, that sucks.
I jumped back to this because I'm laughing because YouTube put an ad on here. I don't even know why that ad is on YouTube. I'm just going to say that. YouTube put an ad on here anyway. So he's making the mistake of judging a martial art by what he sees in contests instead of really getting to know the whole art, right? I'm only reacting to this video because one of my students asked me. All right. So from now on, to anybody, if you want me to react to a video, it's going to cost. because, and I'll say unless you're a student, if any other students ask me to react to a video, no. And if you want me to react to a video on my time, you have to pay for that time, okay? Because I really don't think I should have done a response to this. He's making a mistake, and I've made this mistake too. You're judging a martial art based on what you see in contests instead of trying to find out what's entirely in the art. You can find out these days the entireties of what's in a lot of arts. You can really find that out by looking it up online or talking to different people that have studied it. Okay? But the thing is, I personally like Taekwondo Sucks videos because number one, it gives me a chance to see, let me see if there's any legitimate criticism and then see if there's anything I can actually address. And number two, the more people think that Taekwondo sucks, right? And they think that you don't know how to fight, and you tell them that you're doing Taekwondo. When you hit them with something that's not what they think Taekwondo is, they are shocked. I'll give you an example. If you tell somebody you're doing Taekwondo, you're going to work out with them, right? And you're bouncing around, they're going to look at your feet. I've done this to people so many times, I just stopped doing it. So you start shuffling around, they look at your feet, and then you punch them. They actually don't think that you can punch them. People have come. Remember when I was at the student level too. People have come to the Taekwondo classes and want to try to get us to grapple. So for some reason, even though why are you trying to get us to grapple when we're not supposed to be grapplers, we're supposed to be Taekwondoans? But they want to get us to grapple, and what they want to do is show how great they are at grappling on people who are not training grappling, like that proves anything. It'd be just like me getting with somebody and saying, look how great I am at kicking when I know that you don't train that. What am I proving? I'm not proving anything. And then they're shocked when they're pinned. They're shocked when they're tapped. It is so bad, this Taekwondo prejudice. It's so bad that I'm telling people in my videos, even in the name of the course that I actually teach, it says that there's some cross training in a grappling style. It says there's some cross training in judo. It is so bad, the prejudice and the preconceived notions that people have, that doesn't even register with people. They act like they're surprised that they have to work on falling or that they try to throw somebody and a person can fall and get up. I thought you were Taekwondo. It doesn't even register with people that I have a shodan in judo. I say it, I put proof up, and someone still wrote on one of my videos, oh, I bet he's got that little bit of cross training and grappling where they don't do anything. No, I've been arm barred and choked out. And I'm not saying I try to be tough, whatever. Matter of fact, I need to make time to go back to judo. I need to move up in the ranks because I'm starting to forget Nagi no Kata. I need to get back into judo. I just don't have time right now because of work and family. But at least I am teaching. I am teaching something. And today, we actually did some proper judo today because we worked on the Ashibarai. They picked it up, and I'm glad. But yeah, so Taekwondo sucks. It's just that Taekwondo bigotry. Any student of mine, don't get mad when these people tell you Taekwondo sucks. Let them say it. Let them think that. As a matter of fact, if you can do, and like I said in one of my earlier videos, I defined it. If they tell you Taekwondo sucks, ask them why, have them show you, and you will get a free lesson out of it from them. And you just might learn something. But they're not open to learn from you, though, because they already think that what you're doing sucks. Because not all criticism is bad. Every once in a while, they may have pretty good tips. They're like, oh, thank you for giving me this tip. I don't have to pay the $60 registration fee to come through the door to get it. I don't have to register for the class to learn it in a few weeks. You're just giving it to me for free. And it's not even like it's an exchange because they're not willing to learn from you. One thing you could learn from Taekwondo, those of you people who hate it and think it sucks, is you could learn to get some great flexibility in your lower body and probably work on your stamina. And look, those of us who are getting older or who are larger, we don't bounce around all the time. Now, some of us do. And this video is getting long. I'm going to close with that. People who are overweight or even obese and who are doing striking styles get judged. People who are overweight and obese get judged, period. But I want to warn you, if you see someone that's overweight or obese and they got a black belt around their waist, leave them alone. Trust me. Not just because I've been one of them. I'm still technically overweight too. But I'm telling you from working out with them too, these people are faster than you think. And they're strong. And then they have their weight on top of it too. It's been 20 years. I still remember when I went in that guy's dojo. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to name drop. I went into, dojang. Excuse me, dojang. I went in this dojang. We get in there. I'm thinking he's punching me. He's getting ready to punch me. No. That was his hand moving away from my face. And I was already being hit. And I was already falling on the ground. I didn't even see it. I saw him putting his hand back. Because I was like, why does he have his hands up? I saw his hand retracting away from my face. Hey, if you don't believe me, you just don't believe me. Thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. It shows people like to talk about the martial arts in peace. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. If you'd like to take lessons, donate, etc., please go to the About section of this channel to find out how to do that. Peace.
When the haters are slinging, hey, come to me, I got you always. When the haters are slinging, hey, come to me, I got you always. Be strong, I say strong for you. 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 Be strong, I say strong for you.
When you're in a jam, I will understand more than any man. You know I am that I